Welcome back to another exciting edition of the Pointless Exercise Podcast. We're going to talk about the Cubs with Oleg and Praz.
Hello,
And
hello.
Praz, you did the math that Marquis and the score were incapable of doing.
Correct. Yes. I actually factored in the tiebreaker, and there is an actual possibility that the Cubs can clinch a postseason berth tonight if they win. If the Cardinals beat the Reds, which I know we're a little iffy about on this
Go
podcast,
Cardinals!
uh, and the Diamondbacks beat the Giants. The big hangup, I guess, was that they need both the Diamondbacks and the Giants to lose, which couldn't happen when they're playing each other. But the Cubs, by winning, would guarantee themselves having a better record than the Diamondbacks because of the fact that they beat them 4-3 head-to-head in the season series. So a Diamondbacks win doesn't really hurt them if the Cubs just win.
But they need the Reds to lose.
Also need the Reds to lose, which they currently are. 3-0 right now.
Oh, those gritty, gutty Cardinals. It's so fun to live in a world where they don't matter at all.
Right?
Yeah.
It's just the best. And there were some of their inbred fans were looking at the final 3 games of the season. We're gonna play the Cubs. We're gonna ruin their season. You're just gonna ruin their season by drooling on them while they're trying to play against you.
Right. Yeah.
Most fans there will catch one of those games.
Yeah. Let's see whatever hill rods you run out there in these last 3 games.
It's funny because it has felt like the Cubs have struggled at times here recently. Oh, they're playing pretty well right now. Helps me play the Pirates. But they're nobody else other than even the Brewers really aren't playing that well right now. The Cubs are playing as well as anybody in the National League.
Yeah. Cubs are
And they have the
fine.
second best record in the National League.
Man, they're going to ruin the streak from the last 3 years.
Oh,
Can't
they're
be
not
the
going to.
5th best record in the National
Yeah.
League.
Are they can't.
Oh.
They're not going to. Are they way ahead of
They
them?
still
more?
could.
Yeah.
They still could, and I would guess that if they clinch here quickly, like tonight, then you can just start tanking to get to the 5th best record.
You kind of have to, right?
Like, we need to win today, Skip? No, we need to lose. Okay, no problem. That's why we brought Soroka back.
Right.
Why do you think we're pitching him? It is Ben Brown going to Iowa, though, is going to hurt their chances at the 5th best record. But he can come back in a couple of weeks
Oh yeah.
when it's over,
Those
I guess.
Russ pitchers. Yeah.
Hey,
I was
if they're
going to
gonna
look
keep-
quickly at somewhere here I have, this is good. This isn't bothering anybody, is it? Somewhere on
I don't
here
hear
I
anything
have
at
I have all of the records from here it is from the last time I did it.
Okay.
When I found out they were 5th. And what are they now? I'll just do the math I'll just do every team's math on the podcast right now. People will be very excited about that. But I just want to do the Cubs real quick. So at that point they were they had gone 21-20, and they were tied for the 5th best record. Since then, they probably played too well. They are 8-5, and the team that's going to hurt is that the Pirates were ahead of them because they had that weird little fit where they played well, and they've lost 9 of 10. So I fear that the Cubs might end up with the 4th best record.
So that's why it took until literally last night to eliminate the Pirates from the playoffs entirely. I would have thought they would have been eliminated in August.
Well, they have 86 losses. Boy, that seems like a lot of losses.
Right.
Are the Rockies eliminated yet? They only have 109 losses.
Cool.
I think it's still.
The West isn't as good. The Rockies are still in it at 41-109. It did. So Cade Horton outdueled Paul Skeens tonight. Wasn't much of a duel. Skeens
No, Paul Skeens was
Cubs
back.
lit his sorry ass up. And Boog was asking JD. He's like, we don't know who the opponent's going to be. Oh, we do. It's the Padres.
Right.
would you start Cade Horton game 1 in the playoffs? And I'm like, of course you would. And Jim's like, well, I don't know. What's not to know? What do you guys think? Would you? I guess it's him or Shota, right? Because I don't think Matt Boyd's game 3 now, probably.
Is he? Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I think.
I don't know. I don't.
Kind of hope to maybe avoid using Boyd if you can just win those first 2. But
You could go to Big Jimmy
Probably-
Tyon in the elimination game if it comes to that.
for sure.
Well, the worst case scenario in game 1 then is if Horton. I don't know. He's not. I don't know if he's going to struggle, but whatever. Like you still have a whole assortment of pitchers who can pitch multiple innings anyway.
I guess the one thing you maybe think about is like Shota has done it on the big stage a little bit with, the WBC and what he's pitched in the playoffs in Japan. So,
I think
you haven't
what
really
happens
seen it
no
with
matter-
Cade Horton outside of the College World Series, but
No matter who pitches what, I don't think Horton goes more than 2 times through the order anyway. So that's about 4 innings maybe. And then I think
that's true. Playoffs,
So-
you don't really go.
Yeah.
The max you'll
Right.
go is like 5. So
Would you do this? Oh, so he's going to make what? 3 more starts before the end now? Just 2 more starts. Would you just have him do like 3-inning little tune-up starts to save a few bullets
If
for
they
the playoffs?
clinch, yeah, if they clinch, like let them, like I said, let them go through the order a couple times and then pull them. What's the point? You keep them fresh.
I can see that.
You know.
Let him get one of those Chris Flexen 3-inning saves like we saw earlier in the season when the Cubs
No,
were actually
you
blowing
Horton?
runs
Oh,
out.
you wouldn't bring him in. It's like you'd
Yeah,
still
no, no.
start him.
Yeah.
But you would just tell him you're only going through.
Yeah.
You're making 2 spring training starts now. You're going to go 3 innings,
Right.
and then you're going to get your work in. You're going to prep like it's a normal start. You're going to go, but we're not going to let you throw 75 or 80 or 90 pitches. You're going to throw 45 because
Well, I think you could still let him throw a few pitches. Like I said, I think it's just like I don't want him, let him go twice through the order. Like I think he'll if
Right.
he's perfectly capable of getting those guys out, and he is, let him do that. Let him
Well,
go 4 innings and
There is a precedent with this with Cade. We know what's going to happen. It's going to be Brad Keller pitching the first inning, and then Cade Horton taking the next 3 innings
Use that.
after that. Yeah, like
I
you
Yeah,
swear to
think
God,
that's
if they went with an
almost
opener in game 1, I think my head would explode.
or they throw Cade for 1 hitter and then take him out of the game.
Well,
Like,
when has Craig Counsell ever done anything like
Yeah,
that?
right.
Still one of the dumbest things ever.
Oh,
I mean, what do you think they thought when they did it? And then Dave Roberts handed the Dodger lineup in, and it was they just had their normal, they had a left hand. The whole idea was they wanted them to start the all right-handed lineup and then switch to a righty after 1 batter.
yeah,
And Roberts is like, fuck that. And they just played their, it didn't
yeah,
work.
yep.
Because that was a game that they could have won the pennant that night, right? The Brewers?
That was in the playoffs.
No,
was.
they only had 2 wins at that
Oh.
time, if I remember right. Because
see what
that
you're
series did go 7, and I want to say they won Game 6 of it.
I thought that was game 6. Anyway.
No, 6 and 7, I think were both in Milwaukee.
Yeah, well, it must have been in Milwaukee. Oh, I guess it didn't have to be in Milwaukee.
No, it's just when you turn them.
Well, but I distinctly remember like the Wade Miley only pitching to 1 batter was in LA.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
because that would have been in the bottom of the year. Okay.
right.
2018. Yeah, the Brewers won game 6. And then lost game 7.
Right.
So that was game
Remember it?
5 they did it?
Sounds right.
Yep, Wade
So
Miley.
I
1 walk.
remember debating like a Brewers fan friend of mine recently saying, because obviously they still have Craig on their mind and they're still bitter about him leaving. And, I made the case that like Craig is I mean, we have yet to see it as a Cubs manager, but probably a better playoff manager than Pat Murphy is. And I made the case that because it's not his fault that they lost in 2018 because he trotted out a lineup in Game 6 that scored 7 runs and then only scored 1 run in Game 7 with that same lineup, where 7 runs would have won them the game.
What I don't like about Craig is that he hasn't inspired the team with an imaginary letter from a recently deceased announcer. Like Pat has.
Yes. Oh my God,
That's
the dumbest
the
thing
weirdest fucking thing ever. Where apparently Pat Murphy read this inspirational letter from Bob Uecker to the team, and then it turns out Bob didn't write the letter. It's like AI Bob Uecker.
Oh, really?
Right.
Yeah.
Oh,
God. Some poor little intern had to write one, and they read it like it was a real thing. Yikes.
No wonder the Brewers have been bad lately. Is that since they found out that the letter wasn't real?
Yep.
Just wait till they find out that Santa's not real.
Whoa.
Uh-oh, did I
So
spoil
there's
something?
the thing about the Brewers are there's a decent chance, right, that we joke that they peaked so early,
right,
that they could re-peak, like they were getting this out of the way.
Yes.
But I just think they did. I think they used up all the Horseshoe and a Heine shit, and they're fine. They're not a bad baseball team, but they were winning games in the most ridiculous ways. And they're a team that they rely on. They put the ball in play. They put pressure on teams, and they rely on you making mistakes. And I think it's the reason why the Cubs don't have that much problem with the Brewers, because the Cubs basically make all the plays, where a lot of teams don't. A lot of teams, that's a good strategy. Make them field the ball. Make them do whatever. Well, the Cubs don't really. That doesn't bother them. They like that. They can handle it, because typically you need to hit in the playoffs. You got to hit some home runs. You've got to be able to score, and the Brewers are not all that equipped to do that.
Go far, team, go far. Exactly.
I mean, unless is Bryce Terang still hitting one every 15 minutes? I don't think he is anymore. I got a quick question for you guys. All right, how do you pronounce this last name? Horwitz.
Horwitz.
Yeah.
Horwitz.
Is Boog?
Why does Boog
it
call him
Horowitz?
Horowitz every time?
Yeah.
There's only one fucking O in it, Boog.
Yeah,
Right.
Well, it's just there's a
Drives me
natural kind of R
I
into
know.
a W. Like you naturally put an O in there, but not a pronounced.
But he doesn't have
Not
the
like
O.
that. Right. No, I got it. But I think it's just like even when we say Horwitz, like the rolling the R into the W, there's sort of this bit of an O sound, but it's not a pronounced O sound. It just sort of
Horwitz.
Horwitz. Yeah, no matter, like you don't hear the little.
No.
It's not like I said. It's not a Horwitz.
Cool Whip. Cool Whip. Yeah.
Cool.
Whip.
Yeah. I tell you what.
What are you saying? What? What's that from?
I was trying to do Hank Hill impression from King of the Hill
Oh,
because he would always say it like that. Yeah.
oh yeah.
So I don't know if you guys know this. Anthony Rizzo retired over the weekend.
Oh,
It got a
that's
little
what it
coverage.
was. Yeah.
And it was a love fest on Marquee.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I could imagine.
Indeed, it was.
My issue was it was way too much Ian Happ.
yeah.
I get it. He's one of the 2 guys Rizzo actually played with. There was this whole thing about Rizzo was Happ's mentor and all this bullshit.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was, but there was some really nice touches, like Rizzo, the jersey he wore. It looked like they just handed him like just a Rizzo 44 jersey to wear. Well, it wasn't. It was the jersey that he would literally take with him every time he went to the Children's Hospital.
Yes.
And it had a bunch of the kids had signed the jersey. He would go and he'd have them. He'd sign an autograph for them, and they'd autograph his jersey. So that was a very nice. That was a very nice touch. The Cubs, one of the things they are really good at is the tribute videos.
Yep, that was nice. Yeah.
It was a very good video.
Yep.
And then he went out and decided he was going to watch a game from the bleachers. So he went out to
Yeah,
the
yeah.
field. And as you do, he sat with
Pretty good.
Cindy Crawford and Eddie Vedder. Does anybody know why
Had an
Cindy
entire
was there?
roped off section.
Why?
I mean,
why wouldn't
I wouldn't argue with Cindy being there, but she had
Yeah.
never been
No.
to a Cub game before, and she had never met Anthony Rizzo. But she was
that right?
sitting. Yeah,
More Cindy
I think
Crawford at Wrigley,
she-
the better, please.
I think she might have been originally scheduled to throw out the first pitch,
Oh,
and then when they
okay.
decided it was going to be Rizzo's thing,
Ooh, okay.
so she was out there on the field like with him,
Well-
her and Eddie and Ryan Dempster, all the stars.
You know, she's the Calv zone.
Oh, of course I do.
She's yeah.
Her sister went to NIU when we went to NIU.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, she was hideous.
Yeah.
She was not. Just spoiler alert. She was not hideous.
In comparison to her sister, maybe, but
No, not even really that. She
Yeah.
was a. It was a good looking woman. Anyway, so we got a lot of that. The camera showed Rizzo as much as it was showing the Cup game, and after a while, it's like
Yeah,
we know
sure,
he's out there. That's
right.
fine,
Yeah.
right? The guys are playing. We watch the guys play. And but then the most absurd thing that could possibly have happened when Moises Ballesteros in the second inning hit his first career home run.
hmm
And I can tell you, I had this thought. I'm like, oh, that's funny. He hit it almost right where Rizzo is.
hmm
And then when they zoomed in on Marquee to show where the ball landed, the guy right behind Anthony had caught the ball or had the ball. And it's like, oh, Rizzo almost caught it. Then they showed a slow-mo replay of it, and Rizzo didn't almost catch it. It bounced off his hand.
Yep.
Like he was shoving people out of the way. He gets up. He's got his phone in his left hand. He just reached up with his right hand, and he like tried to backhand it, and it bounced off, and he didn't catch it. But I mean, what are the odds
Yeah.
that Moises
Right.
hits it right to Anthony Rizzo? It was pretty incredible. And
that was
they were on the Roundball podcast. They were talking about it because Sam Miller had watched the game and was fascinated by that, and he brought up. So Praz has one that I don't know what this is, but the one he brought up, I immediately remember. Do you remember that Denard Span once hit his own mom with a foul ball?
no.
He hit a foul ball behind first
When
base,
was
and he
this
hit his
event?
mom at a big league game.
Jeez.
Just smoked her
No.
with a line drive. Yep. So that was a good one. But
Well,
you
just
said you
sorry,
had
You could continue really quick, but didn't Chalk Knobloch hit Keith Oberman's
yes,
mom with
Keith
a-
Olbermann's
with an
mom.
aerial throw?
Yep,
Yeah,
that's,
yeah.
that's
Oh,
right.
Jeez.
Yep. With a throw, right?
That's right. Yeah,
Yes,
when
yeah.
he had the yips.
Oh,
Yeah, and he threw it.
not even with a batted ball. It was a throw.
Right.
So
He threw it
bad.
from second base. Yeah.
Jeez.
But Pres, you had one, right?
Yeah. If you guys had ever checked out on YouTube at all, like John Boyce from what had previously been SB Nation, now it's known as like Secret Base. He did a couple like series of like team history videos. He did a really good one on the Mariners, did a really good one on the Atlanta Falcons, and then I think the Minnesota Vikings too. He also wound up doing one on the career of former Blue Jays pitcher Dave Stieb. And Dave Stieb, in his final career game as a big leaguer, and he didn't even pitch in this game, but he was in the bullpen for it. And Dave Stieb had famously been a guy who would take a lot of like no-hit bids late into games and then not get them until he finally did get one. And the last game that he was ever in the big leagues for, he was in the bullpen. It was one of Roy Halladay's like first starts as a big leaguer. And he was taking a no-hitter. I think he took it all the way to like 26 outs. And then I think they were facing the Tigers, and it was Bobby Higginson hit a home run to left field at, what was it, the Sky Dome was what it was called at the time, right? And it landed in the Blue Jays bullpen, hit off the back wall, and landed right to Steve, rolled right to him. And it was like the perfect encapsulation of like all this guy who pitched all these, no-hit bids, now finally at the end of his career is getting a ball from, a ruined no-hit bid.
Huh, that is cool. Dave Stieb lost 4 hitters in the 9th inning. He lost 3 with 2 outs in the 9th.
Yeah,
3.
you brought that up a
Yeah.
couple podcasts ago, right? I think you had one about Richie Ashburn.
Well, no. So I'm getting the Richie Ashburn thing. Yeah. So
Oh.
this is. So my dad had an old Richie Ashburn glove that he got as a kid, like as a high schooler, that he just uses. What he played catch with me and my brother with forever. It was his glove. He didn't need didn't need a newfangled glove. And he had all these hilarious jokes. Itchy Rashburn. He thought that was the name. Richie had played for the Cubs and had been a very good player for the Phillies. When he was with the Phillies, he hit a foul ball that hit a fan and broke her nose. And they took a little while to attend to her, and they realized they were going to have to take her out on a stretcher, and they put her on the stretcher, and he hit her with another foul ball, and he broke her leg. And I always thought it was bullshit.
Man.
Dad told that story. I'm like, what are the odds of that? Well, the odds of it are that it's 100% true. And she was the wife of a sports writer, and they became like friends. Yeah, he was Hall of Famer Richie Ashburn hit a foul ball that struck Alice Roth squarely in the face, breaking her nose. The game was then paused as medics came in to tend to Roth. As they were carrying her away in a stretcher, play was resumed, and Ashburn fouled off the first pitch thrown to him. This foul subsequently struck Roth as she was being carried off by the medics. The second foul ball broke a bone in her knee. The fan, Alice Roth, was the wife of the sports editor for the Philadelphia Bulletin, and she was there with her grandsons. There was blood everywhere.
Was one of the grandsons? Did one of the grandsons grow up to be Stephen Piscotty?
It could be, yes.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that with Piscotty.
That's the greatest trip around the bases ever.
Yeah.
Let's see. Anyway, the next day, Ashburn visited Roth in the hospital. They became friends, probably more than friends. Henceforth, Ross chose to sit in the left field bleachers after that. Her son eventually became the Phillies bat boy. Anyway, so that's a real thing that happened. She got hit with a foul ball, broke her nose, got on the stretcher, got hit with another foul ball, broke her leg.
Oh God, that's hilarious.
It's even better than Ricky Gutierrez pulling his hamstring, falling down, separating his shoulder, which is still my favorite injury of all time.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Apparently, same thing happened to Jalen Johnson on Sunday. Apparently,
Oh,
tore his
man.
groin, and then he
God,
fell down
yeah.
and separated his shoulder because Jonathan
Yeah.
Velma told us he was in the injury tent with his shoulder. Another thing they talked about I thought was very interesting. He was basically what Sam was talking about. He was struck by how much like Rizzo was enjoying his retirement day and how much the
Yeah.
fans clearly were enjoying Rizzo and all that stuff. And he wondered like who would be next in baseball to be like that beloved that when you retire, you go back to your old team and you do it and the fans treat you the same way. And I thought Grant Brisbee had the worst possible answer. He said Clayton Kershaw. There are
No.
Dodger fans who don't even like Clayton Kershaw. He's kind of a
Right.
prick.
Yeah,
Like he's a great
and
pitcher. You
he-
like Clayton because he's good, but he's just,
Well,
I had
think
a
they
much
think he's
better
a
answer.
choker. I think they think he's a choker. Like he never has been good at
Yeah.
the playoffs, or
Yes.
I don't think they.
Well, that was the whole thing with him was
Yeah.
like, remember Greg Maddux used to get shit for, well,
Yeah.
he's not a very good postseason pitcher. And then you look, his postseason ERA is like 0.3 higher than his career. And Kershaw's is like 3 runs
Right.
higher than his career. That's the
Look at-
difference.
For a while, Barry
Right.
Bonds was bad in the playoffs, right? And then he.
Yeah. Pirate
That's what-
pre-juice.
Same with A-Rod
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I thought, and obviously, I think it's ironic, but I think this is true. He was the first guy I thought of. And I think it's, say he re-signs with them one more time, and then when if Kyle Schwarber goes back to Philadelphia,
That's
they have the
exactly
exact
who I was thinking
same,
of.
they have the exact same thing, right? Like those fans
Yes.
love him. We love it. He'd come back to the Cubs.
Yeah.
and
Oh
we
yeah.
could do that
Yeah.
for him.
Oh God.
He
Yeah.
he could go back to any of the cities that he played
Yeah.
for.
I bet he
Like
goes
the
back- he goes
Nationals?
back to Washington.
I remember when I was here for 90
Yes.
days.
Yeah.
They'd still throw a party
Hey,
for him. They wouldn't care.
they'll-
Give him a
yeah,
fire
they'll
truck to
celebrate
ride around
him.
on. He'd have a great time.
They'll celebrate him for that home run derby performance where the guy that left him, Bryce Harper,
Yeah.
cheated to beat him in a home run derby.
Now that was the guy they eventually came up with was Bryce, and I do think that's probably true. I mean, the
To
Philly
Washington?
fans love Bryce. Philly's Bryce is
Oh.
much more like fun and kind of like then national. He grew up basically.
Yeah,
And they love him because
Yeah.
he signed there before they were good again. He was like the first, kind of like with Rizzo. I felt like Rizzo's like the first
Right.
cornerstone that the Cubs put in place for that.
That's right.
He had to go through the crap that the other guys, like
Yeah.
Chris Bryant, showed up and they're good. Like he doesn't have to worry
Right.
about it.
Right.
Rizzo had to go through the Dale Svein years. But they kind of,
I guess-
Bryce was kind of that for the Phillies. They bring in this big, he signs this huge
Yep.
long contract. Basically says, I want to play for Philly. There's no opt out in it. He's not leaving after 5 years
Yep.
to go
Yep.
anywhere
Yep.
else. And he's just a ridiculous. He's an incredible postseason.
Yeah, he's so
Just-
good.
man.
I mean, John Luster would be that.
And it kind of
And-
was. I
and
mean,
he
we
signed
kind of had a
City, too.
similar.
year before
in
he signed before
Boston and
2015,
Chicago.
right? Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
Um,
Do they still
well-
have him in Boston? I mean, they might.
Oh yeah, they definitely.
Oh, yeah.
love Boston.
Yeah.
East
No,
Coast
he's
fans
very-
are weird to me.
There was like
Maybe not
one
Oakland.
year of uneasiness. Yeah, maybe not Oakland exactly. There was like 1 year of uneasiness when it was rumored, like that offseason when he signed with the Cubs, it was rumored he might go back to Boston, and then some Boston fans were pissed, but like, it's been long enough where they don't really care about that anymore.
Could the Cardinals fans love him? Didn't he pitch for the Nationals?
He did. That's where he signed after he
The
left.
Nationals
Yeah.
and the Cardinals. Yep.
And then he got traded to the Cardinals.
That's right.
I was hoping he wouldn't report. But, it's funny. Players don't seem to mind as much as fans do.
Yeah,
It's
go
kind
figure.
of like, all right, fuck it. I guess I'm playing for the Cardinals now. I'm like, oh, I couldn't do it. I would have just retired, John. He got some milestone with them, right? Wasn't he? He was pitching one more year.
John Luster?
Ooh,
Yeah.
200th
Yeah, did he
win,
get
maybe?
like 200th win? Yeah, it was something like that.
It was his.
Might be 150th one. Did he get to 200? I'm not sure he got to 200 wins.
Oh, I went down too far. Okay, I think I learned how to run. Yeah, 200 on the dot. 200 wins.
Oh, he does. All right. So he must have gotten that with the Cardinals.
And it's the crazy thing where he pitched 9 years for the Red Sox with a 3.64 ERA and 6 years for the Cubs with a 3.64 ERA.
Yeah.
The exact
Well,
same ERA
that
with
is
both
pretty
teams,
Crazy.
Oh, yeah.
with the Red Sox and Cubs.
Well, let me ask you this.
Oh, let me ask this, and he bails on us. Oh, the suspense. I know what the answer was.
Oh,
The answer was yes, Javi Baez.
Yeah.
Also just as beloved.
This is our chance to tell bar mitzvah stories.
Yep. Let me tell you about the time. I don't have any good baptism stories. I was thinking
Yeah.
that I would left those out. No.
That's right. Yeah. So be it.
Well, I'm going to see his thoughts about Nico's batting title, so we'll leave that for him.
Yeah. What else?
So, if Kyle Tucker is ambulatory for the playoffs, which I think he will
Yeah.
be, he's
Yeah.
probably going to have to. He's texting us. Let's see what he says.
Oh.
Might have lost you guys. You did.
Yeah.
Sorry to make a joke in the middle of a power surge. Michael Bush was in the middle of a power surge.
I might have lost you guys. That's hilarious.
Um,
Anyway, what were you?
Oh, so if Tucker can't play the field in the playoffs, I mean, he's going to play in the playoffs. If they have to
yeah,
strap a board to his leg,
Yeah.
have him hobble around, he's going to DH.
What's wrong with Sale?
Say he has bronchitis.
Is that it? Oh.
Yes, they apparently kept him away from the team for a few days so he didn't give everybody else bronchitis.
Oh. Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
And he's
All
back.
right.
He made the trip, and I guess
Yeah.
they're thinking maybe he might play tomorrow. Otherwise,
Okay.
he'll play when they get to Cincinnati. So Saya's going to be all right.
So the question is, do you move Hap to right field? Is that what you were going to ask? I'm just kidding.
No, I want to bench Hap and play.
Yeah.
But it doesn't work because I want to play Moises Ballesteros
Yeah, you kind of can't. If Tucker can't
No.
play the field, then
because man, he can hit.
man, he can.
He can really hit.
It'll
I
be
mean, it's
fun
pretty
next
clear. It's pretty clear what they're just going to do next year, right? It's Saya's going back to right, and Moises
Yeah,
is going to DH. Yeah.
year. Yeah.
And here comes Perez.
All right. So do you think he'll be on his phone?
And apparently, the power really did go out because it's pitch black in there. There you go.
Hey,
There we
I
go.
got it.
There we go. I'm back. All right.
All right.
I
So
don't know
you
what
said
the hell
I'm
that-
gonna have to ask you guys, and then you were gone.
Yeah. It was
We
kind
don't
of
know
I-
what you were asking us.
I was making a joke about the other John Lester who pitched for the Cubs in like
Oh, yeah.
405.
The Iceman.
Wow.
Will he be as beloved here
Yeah.
and in Baltimore? Because that's where the other place he pitched.
He is by me. And then there was the other Chris Carpenter, who they traded for Theo Epstein.
right for Theo Epstein. He would definitely be beloved.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chris Carpenter for sure.
Anyway, we were just talking about we told some baptism stories, and then
Yeah.
because we love whenever you're gone, it's
Yep,
all
yep.
religious stories,
right.
hilarious religious stories.
Are there any other kind?
I was trying to figure out how they can work Kyle Tucker back into the lineup. He's probably inevitably going to have to DH now. I can't imagine he's going to be up to actually running around right field. And then how they find a spot for Moises Ballesteros at the same time. So I don't think you can.
That's going to be tough. Well, maybe in the games after you clinch or after you have the top wild card wrapped up, that you could probably count those games on one hand. But like, maybe you finally bite the bullet and give them a shot at first base for a couple games, maybe. Or
Imagine if they just bench Bush for the playoffs. Okay, Michael.
Right.
Yeah, Moises is going to take this one today. What? He's going
I
to
think
what?
there's a better chance that Moises catches the game in the playoffs then.
I like Boog was like they were talking about Moises and about what a good hitter he is, and he really is. And they're like, he really wasn't catching that much at Iowa. It's like, yeah, I think Boog. I think they've embraced the fact that
Yeah.
he's just a
Right.
hitter, and he's just going to
Yeah.
DH next year. He's going to be your DH, and you're just going to have to get used to it. So
Oh God, but if they really do, they can bench Hap.
oh no, you can't. Oh, he's been the best. He's been the 43rd best hitter in the National League in the second half. How could you possibly do it? Would it be funny though if Craig
You know-
was like, I get this newsletter that somebody signed me up for. The Cubs are 0-8 all time when you play in playoff games.
yeah,
We're not
you
going
mind
to
just
risk
taking
that.
a seat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hilarious
Right,
that that's
right.
how he finds out.
He's like, Ian, reporting day is February 15th in Mesa, and we'll see you then. Do you have cable so you can watch the games?
Yeah,
Listen,
cable.
we'll
Do you
we'll,
get the MLB
we'll,
Network?
we'll still give you a ring, okay? Just
Yeah.
just your contribution is staying away from the field, please.
Right. Well,
We
you
know what
can't
happens
box.
when you step
Go-
on it.
Yeah,
you
go sit in the
you
press
are
box.
you are the new curse, Ian. There was Bartman, there was the Billy Goat, there was the Gatorade on Leon Durham's glove, and it's Ian Happ. All right,
It's just Ian Happ.
just stay away, please.
And it's just as boring as Ian Happ. There's nothing. It's just him. It's like
Yeah.
there's no funny story. There's no. It's just what was the curse of Ian
Yes.
Happ? No, it was just him.
Yeah,
He
just
would-
him existing.
He would bore everyone to death,
Yeah.
and wouldn't.
Yeah.
They couldn't pay attention,
His-
and we would lose games.
His coffee would put everyone to sleep.
And the decaf and the caffeine was mislabeled.
Right.
Yeah, I kind of feel bad for it because he would have been playing is Owen Casey because with
Yeah,
Seiya out with the
yeah.
bronchitis,
Yep.
Casey would have got most
Well-
of these Willie Castro games in right field, but instead he ran face first into the wall and gave himself
Well,
a concussion.
Going back to the Rizzo retirement day, how'd you like it too that was the day they decided to send Kevin Alcantara down on the day that they're honoring the guy that they traded to get him?
Ha!
They could never allow for Kevin Alcantara and Anthony Rizzo to be at Wrigley Field at the same time as each other.
It's like putting a humidifier and a dehumidifier in the same room together.
Exactly. Yes. You see the vision.
Magnets. Two positive ends of a magnet.
Maybe do we think they somehow
Same person.
rigged it so that Owen would get hurt then and they could bring Kevin back a day later?
Right. Yeah.
So I kind of think that game that was a marquee game, right? Yeah, they've all been
Yes.
marquee. We had, ever since we got one Friday with Wayne Randazzo and Dontrell Willis.
Yeah,
It's been all
that was
marquee
fun.
since then.
Yeah.
Right.
Boog kept saying that he hit the ivy over and over again. Oh, his face hit the ivy. It's like, Boog, I think his face hit the brick wall that's right behind
Yeah,
the
yeah.
ivy.
Did he think the ivy?
Are you
broke the
aware
fall?
of
Do you
the
know there's a
surface that
wall
is
back there?
under-
It's not just a
the
curtain
surface that
of
is
vines.
under the ivy? Correct.
There's a wall there. I think you see it for like all
Right.
of April and most of May. Why do you think?
Balls
Why do you?
It's not like balls that go past the warning track don't just fade into an abyss there,
Just-
Boog.
Right.
It just goes through the ivy, just kind of gently wafts open, and the ball rolls out onto Sheffield. Like, no, that's not what happens. There's a brick wall there. It's a thing that holds up the bleachers.
It's an ivy corn maze.
And you're giving Crane ideas now. Oh, I know what we could do. He also said the other day, he said, and JD called him out immediately. He was talking about, he's like, I like the pattern that they carved into the grass. And Jim goes, carved? Well, what would you call it? Well, I don't know. Mowed? He's like, oh, okay. Carved?
Boog's getting ready for Thanksgiving already.
There's a big turkey out there. No, it's not. But yeah, of course, the Owen Casey thing immediately brought back memories to me of the great Ben Grieve
Okay.
catch,
Yes.
where he crashed into the wall and broke his sunglasses. His sunglasses pinched his face, and it
Yeah.
was blood running down the side of his head in the outfield.
And if I remember correct, that was his first game as a Cub.
Yeah, it
too.
was.
Yeah.
He made quite an impression
Mhm.
in the ivy.
I see what you did there.
Ben Grieve, they really thought they got something there when they got him. Thought they were
It's
turning around.
funny that
Yeah.
it's funny you don't see like, I mean, obviously the brick wall is there, and you see guys maybe sometimes hurt themselves with that. We dealt with that with Cody Bellinger last year, cracking a rib on there. You don't often see guys like getting hurt just by like maybe a glancing blow from the ivy. Often,
Right.
Which-
Well, I mean, the brick wall is probably a terrible idea these days, anyway.
I mean, don't you think, given the technology that we have today,
Right.
don't you think they probably could still grow the ivy over some padding?
Yeah. Right.
right?
And you could
But,
actually crash into it and not kill
yeah.
yourself?
Like I just keep worrying that the Crow,
Yeah.
the Crow Armstrong's gonna do that. Like he'll.
Yeah, he does this. Pete does this thing where when he gets close to the wall, he kind of starts spinning. Have you noticed that? Like he'll get close and he either
Yeah.
catches the ball or he doesn't, and he kind of like
That's-
to slow himself
like
down. He
spins-
kind of slide.
yeah.
He kind
I-
of spins sideways.
I was
to,
gonna
like,
say,
avoid it.
that's
It's like
That's what seems like. That's what often happens whenever like there's a really embarrassing drop by him in center, is that he's spinning around.
I'm surprised. Well, we don't have to worry about Hap because
Yeah.
Gold Glover. He's not going
Right,
to crash
right.
into the
He
wall.
knows
exactly.
He knows how to navigate that.
Yeah.
I think the one part of the Ian Happ honing into the Rizzo thing was Rizzo making fun of how big Ian's ass is now. That was nice.
That was pretty
He
good.
did comment on,
Yeah.
And they're like, hey, maybe he should have been the big dumper.
Right.
All right, so
You know
it's-
what? It was a nice touch too with Ian coming up in his first plate appearance and using Rizzo's old walk-up song. I thought that was pretty cool.
Oh, that was nice.
Yeah.
Oh, and they even did they acknowledged each other.
Right.
He gave like a hat tip to Rizzo, and Rizzo waved at him.
You know what would have been great? You would have been great is if the opposing pitcher thought that Ian was calling his shot.
Yeah.
and
Just-
then just
Just
beamed
hit him
in
right
the
in the neck with the next pitch.
Well,
Yeah.
up until then, nobody knew that they knew each other.
Yeah.
True.
I felt bad. What I felt like was missing was I wished that Rizzo actually had a good teammate that still played on the team that he could have done all this stuff with
Yeah.
instead of Ian. It's kind of like, hey, remember you
You
played with
know-
Nico too? Remember you
Yeah.
played with Nico? No, you don't want to do that? Fine.
It's a shame that like they couldn't just have Chris Bryant fly to Chicago while he's got nothing
not
to
doing
do
anything.
while he's on the injured list.
It's
that
funny.
day.
I kind of
You know.
thought that maybe Oh, Rizzo, Rizzo, Prazo. Hey, Prazo, I have to do some. You have the app open. You have the thing open in 2 tabs, and it doesn't like that. You have to close one of the 2. Yes, you do.
Ooh, behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Okay. Should be good.
All right.
Yes.
Like this is what I'm supposed to click. What should I do? What should I do? It says when multiple tabs are open on the same browser, it can cause issues. Fine. It's fine. We fixed it. Go away. Okay, we're good. Speaking of Nico, he is he's got a realistic chance of winning the batting title. He would be the 11th Cub to win it, and unless he gets super hot in the last 2 weeks, he will have by far the lowest batting average of any National League player ever to win the batting title. Because the lowest so far has been 313 in 1988 by Tony Gwynn.
Man.
It's funny
Tony
to look
Gwynn
at that because
he must be ashamed of that one.
I don't think he claimed it because his others were all like 370, 364, 355, 394, 313. Right. But that was in 88 was a famous season, and it was the overcorrection. 87, everybody hit a million home runs. You know, Andre hit 49. And he wasn't alone. There were a lot of guys. And so the baseball miraculously stopped flying that year. But I was making a case in the newsletter. That's not the case now. But the case now is teams don't care about batting average.
Right.
You know, it's like, that's not a thing. And I even, to the point where I pulled up that article that showed, like, the reason batting average is batting average is back in the early days when they were literally telegraphing the box scores from one town to another. The box scores actually they were very fielding intensive. They were what you got on the line score was you got at bats, hits, runs, putouts, assists, and errors. That was your box score.
That actually is pretty cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then in like 1958, the AP and the UPI decided nobody gives a shit about the fielding stats. We'll put those in the aggregate at the bottom. If somebody makes an error, we'll put it down at the bottom. So they changed it to at bats, hits, runs, and RBIs.
No, it's runs then hits, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Bats, runs.
But those were the 4 things.
Yeah.
And so it was always easy to calculate batting average. You had in both iterations of the box score, you had hits and you had at bats. So you just made batting average a thing.
Yeah, and then they would give you the running batting average, like for the season.
Yeah.
Of each guy.
Yeah, well, it depends on how big your paper was.
Is that
and
right?
the Sporting News always did it.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Huh.
Right.
Not every paper bothered to put the running because I remember the Sunday newspaper always had everybody's batting average in both leagues. They had that was like the time you could see it. There was a list in the paper of everybody's batting average in the National and American leagues.
Would they also try to account for like? Would they also try to account for like the minimum number of plate appearances too? With that,
yeah, it would be minimum.
Would it just be like any
3.1 plate appearances per game played?
Yes,
per team game played.
Well, I wasn't sure if they'd include like that one season where like Sean Dunston was like 4 for 10 and he had 400 for the season.
Well,
like that.
To me, he won the batting title.
Yeah.
I don't know why they.
This is true.
Why they didn't give it to him. And I can never remember this, and I probably should look this up, but there is a thing. I remember there was one of the years where it looked like Barry Bonds might not get enough at bats to qualify for the batting title.
Because he walked so many times?
Yeah. Well, it's plate appearance, right?
No, it's
right. Yeah,
it's at bats, but I think they calculate your eligibility based on plate appearances. They don't penalize you for walking. It was a season when he's just missing games.
Oh, okay.
But we had this huge lead. He ended up playing enough to qualify, so it didn't matter. But they were explaining how they would do it, and that would be, say he finished 30 plate appearances shy of qualifying. They would take his stats and they would add 0 for 30 to it, and if he still led the league, he would still win the batting title.
Okay.
I remember that being...
And he would have, but he ended up getting enough to qualify.
I remember that being like a huge controversy when, speaking of Giants outfielders, Melky Cabrera didn't he get like suspended in like the middle of a season for
Yeah.
some kind of PED?
For-
and he was like
yes.
leading the league in batting average at the time.
Yeah.
And I think he was like one plate appearance short of like whatever number it was to qualify.
Oh, for the season?
Yes.
Yeah. So he still could have won it. They would have just made him 0 for 1.
Right.
Or they would
Oh,
have added
wow.
a hitless at bat in. Yeah, he
Yeah.
hit 346 in 2012 in 113 games, 501 plate appearances.
Yeah, that would have. Yeah, 501 is the cutoff, right? I thought it was.
That seems like enough.
I think 502.
Oh, is that right? Okay.
Well,
okay.
there we go.
Yeah. It always equates to like 502.2, and I think they just say screw it, 502.
Well, it's 3.1 times 162. Yeah, 502.2. Yep.
Oh, that's crazy. So he was just one shy.
Yeah. Wow.
He didn't qualify. Actually, I think I know. Did Willie McGee have enough when he got traded, or did they have to do that to Willie? Because remember, Willie won a batting
Yeah.
title in the National League. He got traded to the American League, and he won the batting.
Yeah,
He got traded to Oakland, but he still won the
And
National League
also-
batting title.
Yeah, he must have.
You know what? While we're on the subject, there's like a current thing that involves a current day Cub with this too. Not exactly with the batting title, but a different award.
Okay.
I want to say Carlos Santana has, by Fangraphs defensive run saved, at the time he got traded from, or he got let go by Cleveland, he had the highest defensive run saved of any American League first baseman. So could he technically still win the AL Gold Glove for first baseman, even though he's finishing the year in the National
yeah.
League?
Sure.
Yeah. After Rafael Palmeiro won that Gold Glove by playing one game. At
Right,
first
right.
base, and then he-
Oh, it was more than that. It was like 35, but it was.
I don't
not
think it was
very
that.
much.
No, I honestly think that it was like
It was one.
it was way fewer. I mean, I don't think it was double digits. And yes, to answer your question, Willie McGee had 542 plate appearances when he got traded.
Yeah, he had enough.
Wow. Didn't know they allowed
at
trades
345.
that late.
1999, Rafael Palmeiro won the Gold Glove with 28 games played.
28. All right. I like my
That's
story better.
hilarious.
One.
28. That's not a whole lot more than one. 28. Jesus.
So, wait, how do we start this? Oh,
We're
so
talking about
the-
Nico.
The thing about the sporting news is when you watch the original like rotisserie baseball documentary, that's why they had weekly transactions happen. On
Yeah,
Sunday.
because they needed right.
Yeah,
Hmm.
'cause they needed the sporting news to tell them that they would calculate you, so you wouldn't know where you stood until every Sunday.
That makes
Right.
sense. I was just saying, does it count if Nico hits 299 and wins a bet? Well, he can't because Trey Turner is probably. I mean, Trey could come back and go hitless for a few games and lower his batting average, but he's going to have to hit 300 to win the batting title. It's
Well,
not. We're not
how
going to
many-
have.
Right.
Right.
This
right.
isn't going to be the lowest batting average ever was 1968. Yaz hit 301 and
Yeah,
won the
yeah,
American
yeah.
League batting title.
Yeah, but to your point, that was like an incredible.
Sure, Hawk
They-
Harrelson was
they
excited
lowered-
about that.
Yaz. You know who the best
lowered the mountains.
batting title ever hit 301 was? Yes.
They'll just give Trey Turner the 0-4 at bats, and that's how Nico will win.
Exactly. Yes.
0
Just
for 4.
give him the exact amount
Yeah.
of 0 for whatever to make
Yeah,
Nico
yeah, Nico.
Horner ahead of
Yeah.
him.
At
That'd be
299.
great. Yes.
Yeah. Give everybody.
Well,
a
Nico's
little
up to
302
Nico after a
right?
3 for 5, night tonight. I believe he's at 301. So
Ooh.
he's knocking on the door of Trey Turner.
Yeah,
That would be cool.
it would be cool. It'd be nice.
Last batting title was Derek Lee, 2005,
Okay.
for
Right.
the Cubs. Before that was Bill
Bill
Buckner,
Madlock.
right?
Oh, Bill Buckner. Oh yeah, I
Buckner
guess.
won it in
Buckner.
80. Cubs
Yeah.
used to win it
Yeah.
all the time.
Didn't Buckner at 390,
Yeah. All.
or was that George?
Well,
That was George.
Yeah, that was
Same
George.
year,
It was a little different.
Yeah.
Bill hit 324.
That
It was
sounds
close.
right.
yeah, 390.
Almost 390, 324. It's pretty
Yeah.
close. Buckner's 324 is the lowest any Cub has ever hit and won the batting title.
Okay.
Really? Okay. Lee was
There's,
what, 335?
335. So Ross
Yeah.
Barnes, Rockford's
Yeah,
very own, buried Ross Barnes. If you want to go visit him, Greenwood Cemetery, Section 33, Lot 5, Grave 3, Ross Barnes. Look for it says
Thank you,
Roscoe.
baseball reference.
I'll probably get over this. Cremated. What? Terrence Gore's dad, George. Probably Grant. He had 360. King Kelly won 2. He had 354 and 388. Cap Anson had 399. Huh?
That was actually Al's grandfather, or Al's father.
Al Gore, yeah, right. Cap Anson 399. My favorite, Heine Zimmerman 372.
Yeah.
Yes.
Phil Cavaretta
What a
had
triple crown
355
year.
in 1945.
Oh, yes.
Billy
MVP year for him.
Billy Williams hit 333 in 1972. Madlock won 2 for the Cubs, 354 and 339. That had to be traded for reasons. And then Bill Buckner 324 and Derek Lee 335, and then Nico Horner 301. They're not even going to let him come to the meetings.
I'm sensing a trend here. The Cubs need to go out and get a guy named Bill or Billy,
Yeah,
because
lots
those
of
are the
Bills.
guys who win the majority of the MVP or the majority of the batting titles for the Cubs.
Yeah. So Madlock, Billy,
Buckner, Madlock, Williams, yeah.
Yeah, 4 of the last 5.
Zimmerman.
Well, then Phil Cavaretta rhymes.
There you go. Right.
Heine, that doesn't rhyme with
Yeah.
anything.
Close enough.
Was his middle name William? Check that out.
Wilhelm, maybe.
Wilhelm. There you go.
Heinrich Wilhelm Zimmerman, maybe. It's just funny how many you type in Heine into Baseball Reference,
Yeah, there's like
and
1,000.
you get
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Wait,
7, 8,
seriously?
9, 10. You get
Why-
12 Heines.
Wait, what?
Why was that such a popular name in like the 18?
And none of them since. Okay, the most recent one who played was Heine Heltzel in 1944. But we
Wow.
have Heine Manush, the most famous of the Heines. Heine Groh, Heine Zimmerman, the greatest Heine to ever play for the Cubs, other than Nico Horner, Ian Happ and his big Heine now. Heine Mueller, Heine Pites, Heine Miney, Heine Wagner was probably Honus's. Heine Miney. It's spelled Heinemeine. Heine Miney.
Damn. I wanna get
Heine
that guy's
Wagner,
jersey now.
Heine Heltzel, Heine Schubel, Heine Sand, and the 2 managers. Oh, it's 2. There's only 10 because 2 of them became managers, Heine Groh and Heine Wagner. So 10 Heines.
Wow.
Well, it was Heinrich. And I think
Yeah,
we probably know why Heinrich kind of. There was a lot of German names that kind of fell out of use
Yeah.
in the United States in the 40s
I was gonna
for
say
some reason.
Heine sounds
especially
Yiddish
ones that
They're
enough.
probably
especially
coming
ones that
back.
start with
Sadly, they're
H.
sadly they're all coming back right now.
Yeah, probably. Should we all start referring to former Bulls point guard Kirk Heinrich as Kirk Heine?
Yeah, Heine. Yeah.
Tim Floyd still calling him Kurt.
Yes.
So apparently it's German for home ruler.
Oh, that's getting worse.
Yeah.
Heine's real name was Henry, not even Heinrich.
Oh,
He was Henry Zimmerman.
interesting.
There we go.
We talked about it on Remember This Crap, but 1912, Heine had one of the greatest years any player's ever had.
Yeah.
He led the National League in hits, doubles, homers, RBIs, batting average, slugging, OPS. Didn't even know it was a thing. He didn't even know he did it. OPS plus, total bases, and he finished 6th in the MVP.
Okay.
6th.
Wow.
He may have thought it was a
Got
Yiddish.
robbed. Man.
Well,
That's
that
like
was
Joe
then.
Gordon over Ted Williams.
That was when Larry Doyle won it, and then Larry eventually got traded. That's when when Donahue and I realized that the Cubs traded for Doyle and then traded Heine away. They were afraid they'd get in a fight on the train,
Oh,
probably.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
they had
yeah.
to bring one in and get the other one out of there.
just like Kevin Alcantara and Anthony Rizzo, obviously.
Exactly.
Right.
Two
Kept them in the
ships
same-
passing in
Yep,
the night
Yep.
can never be in the same place at the same time.
Yep.
Speaking of those deadline trades, we got to see how's Alexander Canario doing? Is he still on MVP pace with the Pirates?
He might be. No, I don't think so.
He might be the
I
MVP
don't
of
think
the
so.
Pirates, considering what their standard for
Yeah.
hitting is these days.
Yeah, they haven't. I mean, O'Neill Cruz is good.
He is.
I think do you guys happen to watch or listen to Dan Bernstein's new podcast at all? Because they went over it today of like there's like 2 or 3 teams in baseball this year that don't have a guy with over 20 home runs, and the Pirates are one of them because they said that O'Neal Cruz leads the team with 19.
So okay.
Yikes.
So wait, there's 3 teams who don't have a guy with 20. In the meantime,
Right.
the Yankees have 5,
Oh no, Yankees have
7.
7, and they might get 8 if
Okay.
Anthony Volpe gets another one because
Yeah.
Anthony Volpe's at 19.
Okay.
The Giants are on 30 home run watch because
Yeah.
they have not had anyone hit 30
Right.
homers since Barry Bonds
Yeah.
left.
Hey,
What-
Even though they
so
won
the
3 World
Cubs.
Series in there. Now, technically, Rafael Devers has more than 30 homers, but he didn't hit them all for the
Yeah,
Giants.
right.
He doesn't count.
Giants?
true,
But Willie
yeah.
Adames has 28, so he just needs 2 more, and he can finally.
Well, I feel like Devers has got to have is at least in double digits with the Giants, right?
Well, yeah, he started off slow, but he's
Yeah. He's come on.
gone
yeah.
ham for quite a while.
I was
now.
gonna say he probably got double digits alone in that series against the Cubs when he crushed us.
In 78 games with the Red Sox, he had 16 homers and 48 RBI, 44 RBI.
With
He
the
had
Giants.
15. He had
16
played
home runs.
fewer games for Boston. He had 15 and 58.
Yeah. So he's got
I
16
see.
home runs for the Giants. So yeah. Heck, he might he goes off a little bit. Man, he's a good ball player.
They
I'll say it's gotten really annoying that like the Giants and the Diamondbacks have like found their way back into this race.
well, it's not annoying because they found their way into it because the Mets went into free fall, which is always fun.
Yeah.
But the
That's
Mets,
true. That's true.
Mets seem to have. I think they pulled up just in time.
Well-
the Giants had a chance. So the Mets had lost on Saturday, and the Giants could have gone ahead of them with a win. And it was Logan Webb against Clayton Kershaw, and the Dodgers got a run in the first, but then the Giants, who have never hit Clayton Kershaw, got 4 on him in the second. And it's like, oh, here we go. We're gonna
wow.
win the game. Mike Krukow and Dwayne Kuiper very excited.
Yep.
And all of a sudden it was 8-4 the wrong way. And then they got back into it, and then it was like 12-8, and then they got blown out on Sunday, and then they lost last night. And I think the Giants are probably they're just not that good. That's their problem.
Yeah.
So that's been their big issue. And the
They've
Mets.
got alright pitching. Verlander's come on.
How about the
They've got alright
Mets?
pitching.
Mets have 3 rookies in their rotation
Right.
as they try to
Yes.
survive.
Who's the guy? McLean, right?
He's really
Yeah.
good.
Who's been
He's
doing?
really good.
Yeah.
McLean, Jonah Tong.
I had a
and,
little. My fantasy team had a brief flirtation with Jonah Tong, and then I got
Yeah.
rid of him. And then he pitched really well for 3. I was thinking about picking him back up again,
Yeah.
and he threw batting practice the other night. And I
Yeah.
said, okay, that's enough of Jonah Tong. Well, Jonah, we'll see. Just like Ian Happ, Jonah, we'll see in spring training.
I got McLean in that league.
Yeah, you whenever there's a guy, I'm like, oh, I should pick that guy up. I'm like, oh, unless if Oleg doesn't have him, I'll probably get him. And then I looked and you already got him.
Yep.
So there's a new thing. So I upgraded the iPhone to the new operating system, and you can set
Okay.
this thing where if it doesn't recognize, if someone calls you who's not like in your phone as one of your
Yeah.
contacts, it will. You can set it to screen your call for you. The
Oh, yeah.
iPhone will ask the caller, and then because it's doing it right now. There's a
Okay.
telemarketer being screened by my iPhone. It's like, who are
Like
you?
a personal, like a
What
personal
What do you
secretary?
want with Andy?
Yeah. Does it show
There
it to
you
you on
go.
the screen?
Yeah, I can read it on.
Like this guy's calling, and then oh wow,
Yeah.
that's pretty cool.
It's pretty nifty.
Yeah.
My own little secretary. But yeah, it's just and then the Giants. Their other thing, they haven't had the same left fielder start opening day.
Right.
They've
Right.
never had a
And
left
that-
fielder start more than one opening
Right.
day.
in a row.
Not
Yeah.
even non-sequentially, but they certainly have
Oh,
done
really?
sequentially back-to-back years. They haven't had him since Bonds.
Oh,
And
Yeah.
Elliot
So they have
Ramos
had a
started
guy-
this year and will start next year.
Yeah. We'll start next.
but they have had a guy start twice, just not in consecutive years.
I think the
No.
list. I could be wrong. I think the list is like there's a different dude every year.
It's like it's
Oh,
like
really?
American
Okay.
East-
It's like the
American
Bears
East
quarterback
winners.
list. Except
Yeah.
it's the Giants.
Yeah, jeez. Wow.
No Bears quarterback has ever started more than
Well.
2 games.
I wonder where like Cubs third baseman in recent years ranks on that because like you had Matt Shaw this year, and then
All right,
Like
here's
Nick
you want to hear the
Madrigal
list.
the year before that.
So 2007 Barry Bonds.
Okay.
Right.
And then he retires. 2008 Dave Roberts.
Oh,
Who knew? 2009 Fred Lewis.
Fred Lewis. Okay.
That sounds like
Cool.
a creative player.
Okay.
2010 Mark DeRosa.
Oh.
D-Row.
Interesting.
2011 Pat Burrell.
Okay.
2012
I remember Pat Burrell being there.
Yeah,
Aubrey Huff. Pat Burrell's
Yeah.
a batting coach.
Oh, great guy,
Aubrey
Aubrey Huff.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, he's
that
the
guy.
best. 2013 Andres Torres.
Oh, okay.
2014
Yep.
Mike Morse.
Okay. Oh, he was
Oh,
Mike
yes,
Morse.
yes. I love Mike
Morse
Morse.
was a
Huge.
giant shortstop in the White Sox organization, and he flunked a
No.
PED test. Yeah, and he just decided to screw it, and he just got even bigger. And
Hey,
he was a nice
he,
player.
he had one of my favorite moments in baseball was him against the Cardinals hitting that home run that like had to be reviewed after he like got thrown out and they thought it was a live ball and they had to go back to the box and like pantomime the
Oh,
swing.
that's right. He did he didn't have to do
Yes.
that, but he did. He took like the fake swing with no bat and then ran around the bases.
Right.
It was pretty good.
Yes.
2015 Nori
Okay.
Aoki.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Former Brewer.
Yeah.
Now, okay, now I'm going to
Brewers
say the
guy,
next
yep.
name. He's a former Cub, and we know this. But when I
Okay.
say this guy's name, and you think left field for the Giants, you're going to picture a monumental moment in Cub history. 2016 Angel
Angel.
Pagan.
Oh, yeah.
I knew
It's in the
exactly who you were
basket.
saying there.
Because he was the one who
Biased
jumped
to
for
the
Javi,
left.
jumped for Javi's homer. It's like you can't rob
Yeah.
home runs at Wrigley. Sorry, there. Angel.
Yep. Yep.
2017 Jarrett Parker. No idea who that is.
Okay.
2018 Hunter Pence.
Yep. Yep.
2019
Okay.
Connor Joe.
Okay.
2020 Alex Dickerson.
Pirates guy.
Oh, wow.
2021 Austin Slater.
Okay.
2022 Jock Peterson.
Oh, okay.
2023
Cub
Blake
legend.
Sable.
Okay.
Steve's little brother.
Yeah.
2024 Michael Conforto and 2025 Elliot Ramos. So they have
Yeah.
they have not only
No.
not back to back.
Yeah,
They haven't had the
nobody's
same
ever- yeah.
dude at all. That's crazy.
Unless Elliot Ramos switches positions, I think.
Or gets
they'll
traded.
probably
No,
have
he's
the
not,
same
he's
guy.
not that good of an outfielder.
Look up Elliot Ramos. So Elliot last year,
Was good.
he was really good.
Yeah.
He didn't make the team he had fallen out of
Right, right.
favor.
Right. He was a hot
with-
shot prospect.
Yeah. And Gabe Kapler had no use for him,
Yes.
and neither did Farhan. And they kind of buried him. He apparently got sent down to AAA like in the middle of spring training. Like he didn't even almost make the team.
Yes.
Oh, jeez.
And they had a bunch of injuries. And all of
Yeah.
a sudden, they got Jung Hoo Lee, who was going to be their center fielder, and he like
Yep,
ran
yep,
into the
and he
wall
got
in
hurt
San
right away,
Diego
yeah.
and broke his
Yeah.
collarbone. And then they tried a couple other guys. They brought Elliott up to play out of position in center field. He made the All-Star team.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Yep.
And he
pretty
was a
great.
serviceable center fielder, but look up his defensive metrics in left field.
No. Yeah. I
he's
can't even imagine.
he's like
Jeez.
minus 10 runs.
Oh yeah. I believe it.
Oh,
It's
jeez.
unbelievable. It's like it's left field, man. We've
Yeah.
seen Ian Happ do it. It's not that hard.
Well, that should tell you something about how good Ian
Listen,
Happ is.
you know what?
He deserves the Gold Glove.
That's
Andy.
right.
I was gonna say, Andy, he's a left fielder that you and I would appreciate because we want offense out there and not defense without offense.
Oh, we should have a
different
moment of
Ian Happ.
silence for one of my Brian Day died. One of my favorite.
Did he really?
Yes, he did.
Oh,
I got a text
Oh.
from I got a text from Mike Donahue wanting to know how I was holding
Oh,
up. I didn't know. But yeah, Brian died last week. So
oh,
not very
last
old.
week. Holy shit. That
He's-
can't be that old.
He was. He died on September 7th. He was
Wow.
68.
Oh wow.
Good old number
pouring
24.
out for Brian Dayette. Jeez.
Elliot Ramos. Oh, it's getting better. He's outs above average -9. Holy shit.
Yeah,
we
he's
go.
not.
Hey, breaking news. Cardinals beat the Reds. So all we need is a Diamondbacks win over the Giants. Cubs are in the playoffs.
Wow.
So what? So their magic number is like 2/3 now. It's less than 1.
Yes.
You
Correct.
just need a couple other
2/3.
things to happen.
What inning are they in? Might be down to 1/3 if they're
the-
past the 6th inning, right?
What is? Oh, well, things aren't going so well in Arizona for us.
Oh,
The Giants currently lead the Diamondbacks 4-0 after 1.
Oh,
Oh,
man.
they can blow that.
That's true.
So yesterday, and some are doing it today because not everybody played yesterday. September 15th is Roberto Clemente Day, and it's anybody who wants to can wear 21. Honor the great Roberto Clemente.
I thought that was just for like the team nominee of like who would ever be eligible for the Roberto Clemente Award. But okay, that's cool. That makes
Kyle
sense.
Tucker is the nominee for the Cubs. And he didn't he didn't even let him wear a number yesterday.
Right.
So Willie Castro wore 21 for the Cubs.
Okay.
And which was a nice touch because he was playing right field in Pittsburgh. And none of the other Cubs.
That's really cool.
I don't know if any of the Cubs did. Carlos Santana might have. Nobody knows because he didn't get off the bench.
Mm-hmm.
But typically teams like their Latin players are the ones who most do it. But Corbin Carroll did it last night, which was cool because he's playing right field. He decided he'd wear it, so that was cool. But that got me to thinking. It made me think of two things. So you see Willie wearing the 21 in the gray Cub jersey, and I immediately thought, oh no, he's not paying homage to Roberto Clemente. He's playing homage to the time Junior Lake wore the wrong gray uniform in Arizona for the Cubs, which is an amazingly easy photo to find. You look that up, and they show Rizzo on one half with the Cubs one, and then he's got his Chicago one on, and it's very clear one of them's wearing the wrong jersey.
I thought that was also in Pittsburgh.
I believe it was in Arizona. I believe it was in Pajonix. But Willie was back to good old number 1. Oh, another thing. I don't think Marquis ever mentioned why Willie was wearing the number or that he was wearing the number. It seemed very weird.
Right. Of all the extracurricular
such an
things
odd
they could
broadcast.
mention.
Yeah.
So Willie's back to wearing number 1. And he's not hitting at all. And I was like, when was the last time a Cub wore number 1 and was actually worth a shit?
Lance Johnson?
Ooh.
For half a year?
I mean, I guess Kosuke had some moments, right?
Yeah,
but I got the list, so we can go through the list.
Yeah,
it's not.
All right.
So Willie this year, and then of course we got 3 years of Nick Madrigal.
Yeah.
So no. Terrence Gore wore 1 in 2018 when he took the swing that should have got him to death.
I was going to say, I hope Huey's not listening right now.
We need a trigger warning.
Cody Ransom in 2013, is he doing for you?
Yeah. Hey, he had a nice little stretch there, but
yeah, he did. How about
going nowhere.
How about Tony Campana in 2012?
I like Tony Campana.
Now there is a Rizzo tie-in to the Tony Campana thing. Do you know what it is?
Okay.
I know.
So do you remember that why the Padres felt they could trade Anthony Rizzo to the Cubs was because they had signed Yonder Alonso to play first base. Well, the reason that the Reds had been like, this isn't going to work was they had Joey Votto and Yonder Alonso at the same time, and Joey was clearly a better player. But Yonder, they thought he was useful. They tried to play him in left field. Tony Campana's 1 career home run came on a relatively routine fly ball hit to Yonder Alonso in left field. Yonder made a complete meal out of, and Tony scored and Tony came all the way around to score. So then there's Kosuke, who was an all-star his first year with the Cubs.
Yeah.
This is true.
So he's like the only. He had a couple nice stretches. So Kosuke, I guess, qualifies. But Tony Womack, 2006.
All right.
How about the Gremlin, Jose Macias, 2004, 2005.
Right.
Okay.
So I guess it goes back to, and we can still hold out for a full season, but Kenny Lofton, 2003.
Yeah.
He played very, very well for the Cubs.
Right.
I thought he wore number 7.
He wore
Cubs.
1 in. Oh, that's right. He only wore 1 in a game. He wore 7 the rest of the time.
It's kind of like the Novar thing.
Yeah, kind of like a Ramos is on the list for 15s too, because he. Sonny Jackson wouldn't give up the number that he never got to wear in the dugout for a game. So so Kenny doesn't count because he only wore 1 for 1 game. Augie Ojeda. I mean, he had a great playoffs against the Cubs once.
Yeah, I know 7 for the fucking Diamondbacks.
So then we get to Lance Johnson.
Yeah.
One dog had his moments.
Yeah, he was all right for about half a year.
Doug Glanville.
Sure.
Okay.
How about Tommy Shields? Remember Tommy Shields? Brooks' uncle?
Now you're probably getting before my time.
Doug Strange.
Okay.
Doug Strange, okay. Strange 1.
If Doug Strange played now, there would be lots of jerseys with Strange 1 running.
Oh, God, yeah, I bet.
Rick Rona wore number 1.
Okay.
Catcher on a playoff team, Rick Rona.
Yeah.
Dave Martinez.
Oh, that's right.
Cindy
Cindy
Sandberg definitely thought he was number 1.
Allegedly. Larry Boa. And we know Larry didn't fucking hit ever.
Yeah.
And
Still
then
on
we
a
get back
playoff team, though.
So I guess we get back to Jose Cardinal. So you got to go back to the
there you go.
70s.
Yeah, Jose Cardinal.
And then
Nah,
he,
So you might as well retire it for Jose Cardinal now that he's in the Utility Tunnel
he
of
might as
Fame.
well. And then Richie Ashburn. He was 1 in 60 and 61.
Yeah, that's right.
There you go.
There we go. Coming full circle here.
There is one great player who wore 1. The first one ever to wear it. Woody English. Who was very, very good.
Woody English, yeah.
Okay.
But that gets into that whole
30s
thing
Cub.
that Donahue and I ran into, which was in the 30s, the Cubs just changed numbers all the time.
Oh, is that right? All right.
Like Stan Hack all of a sudden had another number.
Well-
and we figured out the reason for it. It's the dumbest reason ever, but it's very Cub. Numbers weren't all that important.
Yeah.
And you know damn well that when they ordered the uniforms and they came in, the guy's like, well, this one doesn't fit. I'll just change to that one. It's like literally like holding the jersey up going, well, this one fits. I guess I'm number 6 this year.
Yeah, because if you didn't have numbers, like you never hung on to numbers, like it just that makes sense.
I was gonna say, did they do like
Numbers.
did they do like the Yankees thing during the
The Yankees
Ruth
invented
and
it,
Gehrig era?
and that's why they
Yeah.
wore they wore their batting order on their jersey.
Yeah,
That's why
right.
Ruth was 3 and Gehrig was 4. But then some enterprising. I think the Cubs actually got numbers relatively early.
Really?
There were some teams that still
Okay.
were waiting. Well, I guess it would have been like 1932 was the year they got him. I know it was because
Yeah. It costs
it's
money.
the first year on
Right.
the list for everybody.
See, this is actually kind of a subject I'm a little fascinated by because, like, you think of, who the Cubs have numbers retired for, and they don't have anyone from like any of the like the pennant teams in like
Yeah.
the 30s and 40s.
No,
It's
history,
all just like the
history with the-
1969 guys, Rhino and Maddox. Yeah,
history with
Yeah,
the Cubs
all the
begins in 1969, apparently.
Yeah.
right.
Well, for the longest time, it was just Banks and Williams, right?
Yeah. Until Sano in 03. Yep. And the Cubs had like I guess there was like that standard that like you couldn't get your number retired unless you were in the Hall of Fame. But then it just took forever with Sano, and they were like, "Fuck,
Well, he
let's
was
just
going to
retire
die.
his number."
They were.
Well,
they
he's still
knew he was
alive.
gonna
Yeah,
die before he got in,
right.
and he kept
Right.
trying to die. Like even in 03, right after they retired his number, that he wasn't around for the playoffs. It's like 2 days later.
Yeah.
It's like, well,
Pat and
Ron
Steve
got-
Stone in the booth.
Ron caught bladder cancer yesterday, so he won't be. He did what? Yeah, that was always kind of a bullshit. Like the rule, the thing they still don't do well, which is ridiculous considering that they have a pretty incredible history. I mean, yeah, they're famous for going 100 years between
Right.
World Series, but they have a lot of great players.
Yeah.
And
Right.
other than their stupid little plastic plaques on a hallway with pipes running through it, they don't do a very good job of like showcasing that. I know the park, it's not Cowboy Stadium or AT&T Stadium, or whatever. You can just make the ring of honor around it. But they would do the weird thing, like they put the flags up on top of the grandstand with little coded messages on
Yeah,
it. And
yeah,
you couldn't
yeah.
see
Right,
half of them
right.
anyway.
Right.
It's like, really? It's crazy to me. And maybe now that all those stupid restaurants in the Gallagher Way are going out of business, maybe they'll actually take one and make a real hall. I thought the
Yeah.
whole idea was they were going to make a Cub Hall of Fame. The Bears are kind of the same way. Like, Hallis Hall apparently has a lot of really cool memorabilia. Who the fuck sees
yeah.
it? The players? They don't give a
I-
shit. Do you think-
I don't know if I ever told you this. I did actually work for the Bears in the ticket office for like 3 years, and
Oh, wow.
for our like preseason orientation, they would bring us up to Hallis Hall. Got to see a lot of that.
Yeah.
And
I
it
mean,
is
it's
very
cool
cool, but it
stuff.
sucks that like the public never gets
Right.
to see it.
I mean, you think
like you said.
Jade Walker is standing there for 20 minutes going, "Oh,
Oh.
Right.
this Bill George is a big dude." Like, yeah, that's what?
This Bill George is a big dude. He's 5 for
What happened to Willie Gallimore? Can I meet Willie? No, unfortunately, no. Sorry. Is there a closet that you open up and there's like an exhibition? There's an exhibit for Sam Hurd and Barkevius Mingo and all those guys. No, there's not.
Oh God.
He gets up to Bulldog Turner. He goes, "Who's this guy?"
This is the famous
Virginia's
well,
ghost comes by and says, "Leave him alone.
Yeah.
right.
Get away from my client."
Was it a bench or a locker that Ditka like punched and broke his hand on?
It was in Baltimore though. They'd have to.
Yeah.
They would have had
okay.
called Bob Irsay, got it sent over. There's no way he was too cheap. Oh, I didn't put it
Yeah.
on the Mayflower band, so no, you can't have it.
There we go.
Yeah, the coach got to coach with a cast. He really did. I didn't see Ben Johnson doing that.
Yeah.
How bad do you want
Yeah.
it, Ben? Huh? Coach Ditka
Seriously.
would have broke his arm.
Hey, if they lose to Detroit at home, we know what he needs to do.
Yeah, there you go.
Can't lose to the old team twice.
I hope he doesn't do that.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how the Cubs treat them at the next 2 weeks. I mean, they do have to continue to win because they want to have they need the home playoff games. So clinching is one thing, but they got to stay ahead of the Padres, which doesn't seem like it's going to be all that hard.
What's that magic number?
Padres did lose tonight. I think they entered play today at 9. So Cubs win, Padres lose. That brings it down to 7.
7? All right.
Yeah, Cubs are now 5 games up on the Padres.
Yep. And the Cubs are all of a sudden 23 games over 500.
Yes.
Well, it's funny. Yesterday was their high when they got to 20. This is their high water mark for the whole year.
Yeah,
Yesterday, they looked up all of a sudden like they haven't been. This is the first time they've been 22 games over 500 this year. It's like what? You mean they have the best record now that they've had? Yeah.
Well, once they hit 13 games over, they only had hit 13 games over one other time, and I think that's what I noticed. Like they haven't been they haven't. It seems like they've been terrible, but they really haven't been that terrible.
No.
Even when they were losing, they lost 8 out of 10 at one point. But
I mean, they rarely lose. They rarely lose more than 2 in a row.
right.
Yeah. They also rarely win more than like 3 in a row.
Yeah, which is crazy. Like that's another thing Sam Miller did was he was calculating
yes.
teams' records after wins and after losses to see like who the streakiest teams were.
Yeah.
And the least streakiest team in baseball were the Cubs, who actually have a losing record after wins.
Oh wow,
which is odd.
That is odd.
But
Yes.
but I remember
record
this. They
after
have like
losses is like way over 500. It's crazy. Like they almost always win
43 and 20.
Well,
after they lose. Like they have like barely a losing record after wins, but they have this huge,
I got you.
like a great record after
Yeah.
losses.
Well, I would expect what I would if you would have told me just the first part of it, I would expect that team to also have long winning streaks, and the Cubs don't have that either.
No, they don't.
No.
What is their
I-
losing?
They would kind of make up for it. So
I did hear.
What?
What did you hear? I was
just gonna
joking.
say,
that 2 was their longest winning streak, but
Oh, yeah.
No, I did hear that part of the Roundtable podcast, and it did kind of shock me that like they were listing off who the actual streakiest teams were. I'm surprised the Brewers weren't mentioned on that because like they have 2 different 10+ game winning streaks.
Yeah, that is kind of interesting. They just never.
Yeah.
They also probably don't have a lot of like 2 or 3 game losing streaks.
all right. So what? This is surprising. What do you think their longest winning streak is?
The Cubs.
And then wait till I tell you when
Cubs?
it was. Yeah.
I bet it's 5.
I know it for sure. It's 5.
Okay, it's 5. It was from March 31st to April 5th.
Holy shit!
Yep. It
That's
was
the longest
that
winning streak.
sweep. It was that sweep in West Sacramento, and then the first 2 games of the home opening series against the Padres.
Wow. That's surprising. Wow. I mean, they're 22 games, 23 games.
So the Brewers obviously have a 14-game winning streak. Their longest losing streak this year is only 4 games.
Yeah.
The Cubs.
And I think that was
Can't
like
be more
to
than
begin
4 or
the
5.
season.
What
for
do you
them.
think the Cubs?
I think they had like
longest
a
streak is?
I bet the Cubs' longest losing streak is 4.
3 or 4, yeah.
It's
right around
three.
the same.
They've only, three.
Three?
They've
Three,
done
yeah.
it 1, 2, 3, 4 times.
Wow. All right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
That's a
crazy year.
I remember one of them was like early May. It was that like Ryan Presley blow up game against the Giants,
Mm-hmm.
and I want to say that same week was when the new Pope was announced, and everyone was making a deal about him being a Sox fan, and I was thinking to myself like, is this like the new Pope that's a Sox fan putting a curse on the Cubs now that they're on a losing streak?
Did he?
But
Oh,
only, yeah. Well, it only lasted 3 games. He wasn't very good at it.
no.
Exactly.
Bad Pope. Oh, the Brewers are about to win.
All right, whatever.
Unless, it's not over yet. The Angels are only down 7 with 2 outs in the ninth. It could happen.
Oh, okay.
Could still happen. So what this tells you is, since the Cubs haven't had a long winning streak,
Yeah.
probably just go undefeated in the playoffs.
I mean, they must, right?
There you go.
Save.
Save your
What's that?
best.
13?
streak
You got to
of
win
playing games.
13 in a row, right?
Is that right? 2, 3,
2,
4, 5?
Yes.
3,
1, 2, 3, 4,
4, and 4.
4. Yeah.
8, 11, 13. 13 and 0.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's so much to ask.
No.
I don't think so.
They've got the team. They got the balanced team to do it.
They got the power. They got the speed to be the best in the National League. I hear that fairly often.
About 46 times this year, it looks like.
So yeah, they'll. I'll be interested to see what they do with Tucker. Like if he can't really run, you're gonna have to activate him for like the last series, right, to give him some bats,
Yep.
and to see,
Yeah.
say, all right, you're gonna DH, and here's how you're gonna half-ass it around the bases. It's like, hey, Kyle, you know how you've been playing right field the last 2 months? Just
Yeah,
run the bases like that.
Hey, you know what? How did he do in the playoffs last year for the Astros? That's something I'm interested in, just because like I know he missed significant time last year, and I don't know like when exactly at the point of the season it was, but like I'm just
Did he
thinking
come
like
back?
he feels like a good enough hitter where he maybe only needs
yeah.
like a week's worth of at bats to get back under his.
I don't think he played a regular season game after he got hurt. And they only played 2 playoff games. They lost them both. He was 0 for 7 with 2
Oh,
strikeouts.
that's right. They only Tigers
Yeah,
beat him. That's right.
We're doomed.
Well,
We're losing.
okay, all right. Get him at least like 3 or 4 games before
see if he
the
came back
playoffs,
last
and like
Oh, he did. He came back.
okay. Well, then I guess it's
He
smooth
played
then.
all of September.
Oh, there you go.
How was he in September?
I really am looking forward to actually talking about playoff roster decisions.
for sure.
I gotta get that a couple weeks from now.
And Look, the last time I was on the air with you guys, we talked about me getting kicked out of the bleachers because I was being too negative.
right.
But like, in all honesty, I feel pretty positive about where the Cubs are at now because like, everyone kind of panicked about where they were, like, from, they got off to the great 2-month start at 36 and 22. And then they've kind of been middling ever since June. But, like, if you look at the rest of the National League outside of the Brewers, they're better than most of the teams in the NL. Like, I think the only teams better than them have been, like, the
Well, that's kind of
Phillies
the point we're
and the
making.
Giants.
Yeah,
Or the
that's
Phillies
kind
and
of
the
the point we're
Brewers.
That's kind of the point we're making is that as the Cubs seemed to go off the rails, they never quite did. And the only reason why it seemed worse than it was is because the Brewers were so hot. And
I am.
Yeah.
So I'm not worried about. Maybe I'm just dope. Everybody knows I'm a dope. But if they get through the wild card round, I would be shocked if they lose to the Brewers.
The Cubs.
I think they're better than the Brewers, and they play
think
well
they're good.
against them.
Yeah.
I could very well, and it's probably just because they haven't scored more than 1 run in a playoff game since 2017. But and that's a true fact, which is scary. But I go into it with very low expectations because I just expect them not to hit and get bounced in the first weekend. And maybe that's good because every other time they've ever gone to the playoffs, even in 1998, because I was like, oh, Sammy's going to hit 14 home runs. They'll beat the Braves. You've always gone in like, oh, we're going to do great. And this year you can kind of go in and like, I don't know. And then they'll just surprise me. It'll just be this pleasant surprise. And they'll just win their way all the way to the pennant. And it'll be great.
Speaking of 98, one thing that like I was thinking about a couple days ago is that like here the Cubs are like more than likely going in as like the top wild card team. And it'll be basically the first time ever that they've it's weird how I'm going to word this, but like when they made it in as a wild card team in previous years, they did it in such weird fashion. Like they never just made it in as the lone wild card team because like 98 they had the tiebreaker game, and then 2015 they had to play the one game playoff. 2018 it wasn't even a thought in our heads that they would be a wild card team until the Brewers beat us in game 163. So like this will like for the first time ever actually be the first time that the Cubs go in as a wild card team and you feel somewhat like comfortable about where they are in that.
They're not backing into anything. They've been a pretty good team. Yeah, I could. Yeah.
Look, to me, the craziest thing about the 2015 was it wasn't just that the three best records in baseball, not just in the National League, in all of baseball, were in the NL Central.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Because the next, I think the Royals won 95. They were the closest to the Cubs who won 97. And that was one of those where one of those teams, some team was going to get screwed because you had, think about it for the Pirates. You had the second best record in baseball, and you spent 2.5 hours in the playoffs because Jake Arrieta shoved it up your ass. And it had just happened to him the year before when Madison Bumgarner had done it to him.
Well,
that's what they get for mocking Johnny Cueto because they played in that wild card game 3 years in a row. And the first year they had a blackout and they chanted Johnny Cueto's name and the fans were convinced they rattled him and that's why they won. And then they pissed down their leg against the Cardinals and were out of the playoffs.
Do you remember too in 2015 that they were planning on like doing the same thing to Jake
Arrieta?
Did.
Yeah,
they had a bunch
the blackout
of those, like, signs saying like
and that was his famous tweet, right?
Yeah. Whatever makes you, whatever.
Whatever
Jake
makes
was the wrong dude. If you thought you were going to rattle Jake, that was the wrong dude to think you were going to rattle. And then we're talking about, I don't know if we talked about it before, but John Greenberg, his favorite memory of the wild card game was Sahadev said to Jake, well, how did you work your way through the game without your best stuff? And he said that if Sahadev would be dead. If looks could literally kill, Sahadev would have died on the spot with the look Jake gave him. And it's funny because that game is the only postseason game in baseball history where a starting pitcher threw a shutout with more than 10 strikeouts and no walks. Yeah. And Sahadev said, how'd you get by without your best stuff? In one way, you can say that's how great Jake had been.
Yeah.
But also, it was just dumb. It was wrong, and it was dumb. Yeah. Just save that for the next game when the wind was howling out against the Cardinals. And he gave up, he actually gave up runs.
Right.
But you don't get to use it when he throws the most dominant shutout in postseason history, short of a perfect game.
Those are fun
we will get to, well, let's see. We're going to have to time our thing because our normal time would be probably during the game. So we're not going to,
Oh, the playoff game? Next Tuesday?
Wouldn't it be 2 weeks from today would be their opener?
It would be. That's right.
Oh.
So we're going to have to.
This is our production meeting on air.
Yeah.
But I mean, think of all the ways they can structure the bench. Like they could set it up. Craig could get a really versatile bench. He could have a 41-year-old first baseman and a 39-year-old first baseman and 2 catchers and a DH. Hey, there you go, Craig. Go nuts. Actually, that's too many because they'll be back to 26. He doesn't even get
26.
He might not even get the third
catcher.
Oh,
that's true.
Yeah.
So apparently they have injury issues they're trying to work through. Like Miguel Amaya, they want him to play some games in Iowa just in case. Then they can make a decision for a playoffs where it's going to be him or Reese as the backup catcher. And they're running out of games and his ankle's not healed yet. So they're going to have him play anyway.
Right.
He's not healed. And they're just going to, you got to go catch. He's like, what? Oh, I got to do what now? Okay, fine.
Oh.
So they're just going to have him play.
Jeez.
Why,
I guess there's really.
Why not just assume that he won't play and just go?
But
with
don't
him?
you figure he's probably not going to anyway, right? I mean,
Yeah.
he's not going to get enough at bats, and then with Reese, you get the left-handed. You can at least try to play matchups with it or whatever. I just can't imagine you're going to. I guess they figure this. I guess if I'm the Cubs, and I'm going to defend their logic here, you don't try to get him ready, and then the last weekend, either Reese or Carson gets hurt. And it's like, oh, Miguel, you're playing. It's like,
Well,
it's like when they had to call Nico off the couch. He's in Panama, just like kicking back, like, what? Oh, I can't. I can't get a flight. Yeah. Santana used to catch. He can.
Hey,
Yeah.
hey, the same private airline that gets Taylor McGregor from Gainesville to Chicago.
There you go.
We'll go get Miguel Amaya.
Miguel, you can use my miles on Spirit.
Yeah.
You can use 4 million miles. You get a bag of pretzels, and you get to pick your seat. And maybe it's going to be the plane where the door actually closes. We're not sure. So they got that. They have. Remember Ryan Brazier? He's still a thing. He's trying to get ready. They got anybody else?
Palencia.
Oh yeah, Palencia is out on a rehab assignment, right?
Is he really already? Oh, that's nice.
Well, I think they sent him. He played catch the other day, and he was supposed to. I guess he got to throw a bullpen. Then he's gonna. They don't have any time. They can't wait. So basically, so your arm feel okay? No. Well, tough. You got all winter to have surgery. Like what? But I mean, Porter Hodge looked so good the other night that.
Oh god.
Oh jeez.
How about the fact? Yeah, that's. Now I know Keller closed tonight.
Yeah.
Because I told Craig that I need saves. That's why
there you go.
He got a save last night from a complete vulture job, a 4-run lead in the ninth, and they can't get Porter couldn't get through it, so Keller comes in to pitch to one batter. But they seem very comfortable with Andrew Kittredge closing.
Yeah, whatever. He's fine.
He's rickety cricket. I can't have a homeless person finishing games for me. But do you know he came one pitch away from his second immaculate inning of just his time with the Cubs.
I saw that.
There was a borderline pitch early in one of the at bats. It was a ball, and every other one he struck out the side on 10 pitches. Oh, maybe. I think with him, the thing about it's the way he pitches, where he just kind of like leans back.
Oh yeah.
It looks like he's literally throwing batting practice.
Yeah.
But he's throwing 95 and it's sinking and it's doing whatever. But it's that when I watch him, it looks like coach pitch. And it's like, oh no, how far are they going to hit this? And he survives. He's really only had a couple of bad outings for the Cubs. The guy would be nice to get his shit together would be Taylor Rogers.
Yeah.
This is a good pitcher. And he's not pitched very well for them.
With Kittredge, like he had the one bad outing against the Reds where I think he gave up a grand slam or something like that. But ever since then, he's had like an ERA like that's like 1 basically. So like
I'm telling you, my problem with him is just it's aesthetics. It's the looks and it's that weird like just looks like he's just tossing it up.
Yeah, I think it's kind of like
as long as he gets guys out.
The aesthetics. Yeah, I think it's cool that we have a homeless guy who's that good.
I mean, he's no Rod.
As someone who looks like a homeless guy, all right. Yeah. I embrace Andrew Kittredge, my bearded brother.
His numbers are ridiculous. Yeah. So, 17 and 2/3 innings with the Cubs, 11 hits, 24 strikeouts, and 3 walks.
Yeah.
I guess I'm going to stop worrying about Andrew Kittredge.
He's a good pitcher.
I don't believe he's 35 though.
I don't
50s.
care.
He's 56.
This is the only time he's going to pitch with the Cubs, and if he gets
because
in the playoffs,
on Friday I was in the car driving around when they were playing, and he came in to pitch, and Zach was doing the game so I flipped over to the Rays announcers, and I couldn't remember. They were going on and on about Kittredge and how great he is, and they were going on and on and on. And I'm like, boy, they really love Andrew Kittredge. I couldn't figure out why. Well, he pitched for them, and he was great.
Oh yeah,
he was
for the Rays. Yeah,
he was an All-Star in 2021.
Yeah.
71 innings, he had an ERA of 1.88, 77 strikeouts in 71 innings. So they have fond memories of Andrew Kittredge.
Oh, yeah.
So But I
it was
couldn't
the-
figure it out. I'm like, man, why do they like this guy so much? And I realized, oh yeah, because he was really good for them.
He's been a pretty good reliever for like, I don't know, 7-8 years.
Yeah, basically since
Fine.
2020.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
6 seasons now.
6, yeah.
And it was it them? I think it was them. They were basically talking about how good the Cub bullpen is. Although that was the time they had reason to, because in back-to-back games, the Cubs bullpen pitched 7 innings in one game and 5 in the other, and gave up 1 hit. 12 innings, they gave up 1 hit. And they were going on and on about it.
Done.
Like, oh, this bullpen's great. Like, they only need to get like 2 innings out of their starters. And I'm like, what are you guys talking about? I do like, it's funny to listen to other teams talk about other broadcasts talk about your team. Because, we watch them every day and get these, sometimes you don't see the forest for the trees. And they're like, oh, this team's really good.
So, you know what? Funny you mentioned that. Do you guys happen to listen to like any other podcasts for like that cover like other teams at all? Like
I listen
exclusively one
to
team?
a Giants podcast with
Okay, Giants podcast.
Cole Kuiper
There's
and
okay.
what's his name? Alex.
Colin?
What's Alex's last name? Alex Cohen. Yep, that's why.
Alex Cohen. I got you.
You can hear him blink on the podcast. So, come on,
Well, I mean, with it basically being inevitable
Pavlovich.
that the Cubs
Alex Pavlovich. Sorry,
Pavlovich.
Yeah,
There we go.
that guy's good.
it's a good podcast. Giants talk. They have Dwayne on like every other week, and it's funny. They never acknowledge. Well, they rarely ever acknowledge that he's Cole's dad. It's just Cole calls him Dwayne, and we're going to Dwayne, and it's but every once in a while, Dwayne will tell a story about Cole being a little kid. Well, Cole, you remember this when we took you to the park, and you can almost hear Cole go, "Dad, you're ruining the illusion that I'm just an impartial broadcaster working for the Giants."
He should just start saying, "Hey, Dad, you remember when I hit more home runs in Little League than you did as a major leaguer?"
They had a long they had a long interview about like whether Dwayne was talking about how he was convinced he was just never going to hit a home run, and like he said, in my big league career I had hit like 10 balls that I was sure were home runs, and then I just decided I don't know what one feels like, so I'm just not going to hit one because I've thought I've hit home runs and they barely made it to the warning track. I'm just never going to hit a home run, and so like, well, did you know you hit the one off Steve Stone? And he goes, I'd like to tell you that I hit it. And I was like, oh, that baby's gone. He said, I had to look over my shoulder because I was sprinting to second base. I knew I hit a double. I didn't know I hit a home run.
Jeez. Anyways, bringing this back, with it being inevitable that the Cubs are going to play the Padres in the wild card round, it seems like. I did seek out a Padres podcast. It's actually pretty good, called Padres Hot Tub. And like they're convinced that they're like kind of scared of the Cubs, honestly. Like they're scared of like coming to Wrigley and like, potentially having a hit in cold weather. I don't think it's going to be that
Cold weather
early in October.
It'll be 70.
But well, I think they're thinking of what it was like for them back in April coming here.
You know what? Bullshit. They should be scared.
They should.
Yeah.
I'd be
Maybe.
scared of them that they don't have any pitching. They don't have any starting pitching. They have a great bullpen.
Yeah,
They don't have any starting
really.
pitching.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true because Dylan Cease hasn't gotten his
Michael
shit
King's
together.
back, and he blew up tonight in New York. He got rocked.
Michael
Dang.
King.
I don't know. Are they going to get Xander back? He broke his foot, right? He
Yeah.
might get back for the playoffs. Otherwise, they have
Right.
Jose Iglesias playing shortstop, which all that means is Jose Iglesias will hit 582.
Yeah,
against
right.
the Cubs.
Yeah. They're like 4 home runs.
Yeah, he'll be the Kike Hernandez of that series.
Fuck.
Yeah, they're. I mean, they have. Machado's a great player.
Yeah. Machado's
Fernando
really good.
Tatis is a really good
Yeah.
player.
He's having an off year, but yeah. Like if every off year was that.
They don't have Jason Hayward anymore though.
Right. Jackson Merrill's kind
true.
of coming around a little bit.
when I know there was some talk. The talk was it was external, not internal.
Yeah.
When they realized Bogarts might miss the rest of the season,
Yeah.
about can we move Jackson back to shortstop?
Oh wow.
You just tell him. I don't even play in center for the last 2 years, but we're gonna have you play shortstop. If it was Mookie, he would have done it.
Yeah, right. Mookie would do it.
Mookie would do it. They wouldn't even give him. They wouldn't even. They'd ask him about it at like 5:00 during batting practice. You play shortstop tonight? Sure, no problem. Somebody give me a glove.
Their previous shortstop, Ha-Sung Kim, the Cubs just saw him against the Braves, and he still
That's right.
crushes the Cubs. But I'm surprised, like, maybe they
Ha-Sung
didn't
Kim,
try and
when he hit that
Yeah.
home run that beat the Cubs, that was the first home run a Braves shortstop had hit all season.
Yeah.
oh my god,
Well, they had little Nick Allen, who may as well have been Nicky Lopez.
Yeah.
He was what a bad.
And I
hitter.
had just heard that stat about how they didn't their shortstops hadn't hit a home run yet, and I'm watching the game like hours later, and I'm like, oh, of course, I just saw that happen.
right?
They still have Pierce Johnson.
Yep.
Yes,
Yeah.
most
I
painful
think,
name
they,
in baseball.
I think he came back. He came back to them.
They don't have Jason Adam, right? He's out.
No,
He
yeah.
tore up
Right.
ass off the bone or something.
Right.
They have you.
They have you.
They got you.
Who are their starters? They've got. Well, I mean,
Nick Pivetta. is
Well,
their good
yeah,
starter.
Nick Pivetta.
Yeah. Is he a Cy Young candidate? Like I know Skeens is the winner.
Honestly, probably because
Yeah.
273
Yeah, no,
ERA, 29
Yeah.
starts, but yeah, more than likely going to Skeens.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
Despite
sure
what he did
Skeens
tonight.
will, but yeah.
Yeah, it's funny that was like the Cubs blew him up. He gave him 4 runs.
Right.
Did you see the stat mark he had that in his wins, he has a 0.29 ERA.
Jesus.
In his losses, it's like
Wow.
2.7. And they're like they've lost or noticed in 20 games, and his ERA is 2.7 in those games.
Wow.
And he can't win. He has to
Sheesh.
basically give up less than a third of a run to get a win.
Wow.
And I was getting annoyed only for Pirate fans, although I don't know why. They're Pittsburgh fans, so fuck them. But Boog like, I think they're going to get a year or two. They got to figure out they're going to have to trade him because they can't,
Well,
can't
he's
get.
right.
And it was the way he said. He goes, they probably can't get him to resign. It's like, no, it's
Yeah,
not get him
yeah,
to resign.
Yeah.
They won't make a real
Right.
offer, or the other thing they would have to
Exactly.
do is they would have to actually prove to him that they're willing to spend money to actually build a team around.
Right.
him.
Right.
It's like, don't blame. He's already acting like Skeens is just going to be like, I can't. Well, I don't want to stay here.
Wow, that's
It's
a
like
great offer. but
they've given him zero reason to want to stay.
Yeah. Right.
It's such a fucking waste to have him there
Mm-hmm.
with that. It's like, why do you even own a baseball team if that's the way you're going to act?
It was I
no.
listened to this one podcast called 5-4, which is a podcast about how much the Supreme Court sucks.
Oh, I
Yeah.
thought it was Matt Shaw to Nico
It was
Horner.
Yeah, it was
Matt
it-
Shaw and Nico Horner, very
It was,
good.
it was hashtag Nick Magical Goals, and so and they did an episode on the Kurt Flood Supreme Court case. Where was I going with this?
Well, about his free agency.
Yeah, it was about his free agency, but you mentioned something that led me into it. Oh well.
Why do you even own a baseball team?
Anyway, yeah, why even own a right. So they talked about like the owners and the reserve clause a little bit, but apparently the case just had a list, like the opinion of the case just had a list of baseball players, and Thurgood Marshall had to point out to the guy who wrote the opinion, I think it was Blackman, who no, it was Blackman, I forgot who it was, who wrote the opinion. Thurgood Marshall had to point out to him that he had only listed white ball players. There were like 83 ball players just kind of randomly
Yeah.
listed. And Thurgood Marshall is like, those, they're all white. And like the opinions from the 70s, obviously. So it was pretty hilarious.
Sorry, I was grabbing a prop. So I don't know if you've
Yeah.
ever read. Have you ever read this book,
No.
Lords of the Realm?
Yeah.
This is about. It's the Real History of Baseball by John Helyar, and basically
Yeah.
it's about all of the labor about Marvin Miller becoming the head
yeah.
of the Players Association. It's amazing. It sounds like it would be the dullest book,
Oh,
but it's not. And
really?
some of the stories in it are ridiculous. Some of the Charlie Finley shit and how much the
Oh.
other owners hated him and the shit
Yeah.
he pulled that we didn't even know that he did.
oh
And,
I gotta read
and there's
that.
this, And then the players, like some of them, like Mike Schmidt and Johnny Bench were like super like, and Joe Torre were like, you know, they helped drive the Players Association. They had
Yeah.
lever. They were stars.
Okay.
They could actually,
Yeah.
you know, like.
Yeah.
But
makes
some other
sense.
players who had no, like they either had no interest in it. It's
Yeah.
like some real stars who really frustrated them because they
Yeah.
wouldn't say anything bad about the owners and they wouldn't do anything, and how much it pissed them off, and then how they'd end up getting in fights on the field because because of it.
The Marvin Miller biography that I read is excellent at talking about, like, obviously it'd be excellent, like talk about how Marvin Miller came to the Players Association. I came to be the leader of it. It's a really that baseball labor movement and Marvin
did-
Miller.
Marvin had been
Marvin Miller.
negotiating auto, like UAW contracts.
Yeah, he was not was it Auto? It may have been. Yeah, but he was like a big shot in a big union.
Yeah. Oh, the owners shit their pants when.
Oh yeah, yes,
They-
yeah, and it's still why
Right.
the baseball players union, the MLB players union is still the strongest in sports. Yeah, it's because of Marvin Miller. Like he finally got into the Hall of Fame. Like and they kind of mentioned that in the podcast that I hadn't really realized that he only got into the Hall of Fame. Basically, the election, the committee's election after the executives were kicked off the committee after they wouldn't let the executives vote, and that's what that's
Oh,
what
really?
called Marvin Miller. I never put those two things together, but yeah.
Yeah,
But the Marvin Miller, like it really is. You're right, Andy. It is so interesting.
Yeah, like
Like,
I didn't.
it's wonderful.
I kept hearing how good the book was and how it's more entertaining than
Yeah.
you think. And
Yeah.
it was a pandemic. I ordered it during the pandemic
Yeah.
when I had lots of time to
There you
read,
go.
and I blew right through it. It's
Yeah.
a really good book.
That's how the Marvin Miller biography was for me. I loved it.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, good job, Cubs. Let's see, what do we got?
yeah.
No, the Giants are 6-3.
It doesn't matter. Tomorrow they sweep the Pirates tomorrow, and they
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to do it on the
Yeah,
field.
exactly.
Do all the jumping
If-
up and down.
yeah.
I wonder, will
Right,
they?
right.
So one of the things with 2018 was they never celebrated.
Okay.
You know, when they
Right,
were
I
going to
remember
celebrate
that.
when they won the division, then they didn't win the division.
Yep.
And then they just okay, we'll hold off, we'll celebrate when we win the wild card game, and then they didn't.
Dude.
So they literally, and by then too, it was kind of like, you know, and I'm not one of those guys like, oh, don't celebrate. You know, Joe. It was weird because Joe was Mr. Celebrate Everything.
yeah.
Yeah.
And he's right. It's really hard to do this stuff. Like if it was that easy,
Mhm.
Yeah.
they haven't made the playoffs in a real season in 7 years.
Yep.
And so tomorrow, probably they're going to make it. They should celebrate.
Yeah.
And I don't know what else
and then-
there's nothing else to wait for. I know it seems kind of ridiculous to like celebrate before the Brewers do,
Yeah.
but fuck
Right,
them.
right.
Fuck the Brewers.
Yeah.
You win, have
Yep.
fun. But yeah, I don't know how they'll handle it. I don't know if they'll do it or not.
Whatever.
But
Do what you want. But
you know, in 2016, right? They couldn't.
Yep.
They won when they weren't playing. They clinched when they weren't playing.
Yeah.
So then they
Yeah,
had the next
'cause the
day, and they played
Giants
like
beat the
shit
Cardinals.
against the
Well, they were
Brewers.
hungover probably.
But then Miggy hit the grand slam, and they won.
Right.
And so they celebrated, and then they went nuts. But or a 3-run homer, whatever it was. He had a walk-off homer, and they won,
Yeah.
and they got to celebrate.
Yep.
But it was feeling very anticlimactic. Like they were gonna they were part. It didn't matter. They could get beat 10-2 by the Brewers. They were gonna part. But it was kind of cool
Exactly.
that they had a big moment, and they took that into the it just felt more like whatever. Let's see.
Alright.
It's 08 they beat the Cardinals at home, so that was fun. He didn't have to
Right.
convince anybody.
Right.
But in 07 they weren't playing. That was when the Padres beat the Brewers. Greg Maddux won for the Padres.
Yep. That's right.
What did they do in 15?
15, I want to say it was kind of sort of 16 where I think the Giants were like the next best team. The Cubs played a day game, and I don't know what happened in that day game. The Giants and A's played a night game, and the A's beat them to basically bring the magic number to 0 there. So
It'll be weird. there will be nobody there tomorrow. I mean, it'll be all Cub fans. It's 11:30
Yeah.
game in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Right.
Like I'm driving downstate tomorrow, and I'm timing it so that I can listen.
But
to the
it'll
whole game.
be there was nobody there in
nice.
'84 when they
Mhm.
won,
Mhm.
and then
Oh, yeah.
it's funny to listen. And then when they won in '89, they won in Montreal. And there was nobody there, and it's funny to
Right.
listen to how you don't notice as much now with the better microphones or whatever, but when you hear Harry's call of both, it sounds empty. Like it's almost like when he starts yelling, it echoes because there's nobody in the park. There's no fans there to make any noise coming back, other than, the few thousand Cub fans who would go anywhere to celebrate.
Right.
And he basically misses it. Like there's so many people in the booth when Sutcliffe strikes out Joe Orsulak
Oh, yeah.
that Harry's late
like-
on the call, and then he's late in '89 too. That's really funny. It's like these two
Rickhouse is in there
iconic
too,
calls.
right?
And somebody's had to slap Harry on the back. They just won. The Cubs are the champions. The Cubs are the champions. All right. Well, I will give them permission to they should have their party tomorrow, because what the fuck are you waiting for otherwise?
Yeah.
And then hopefully you have 4 more after that.
Well,
I
and then if you do end up winning the division, you have another one. I'm holding out hope.
Yeah.
Anything can happen.
Hey, all you got to do is tie the Brewers, too. So,
Yeah, there you go.
That's all you got to do. Is
And
What
they're
do
only
they
4.5 back. Right?
maybe they won't party tomorrow.
well,
Oh.
I think it's going to be 5 fairly soon if it isn't already.
I don't think I like your
Yeah,
attitude right now.
the Brewers beat the Angels, but
Yeah, all right.
5 games with 12 to go.
12 to go, that's it? All right.
10 to go
Oh,
because it was 12 going into this Pirate series. Or no,
No, they're
it's
86 and
13,
64.
so 11 to go.
They played 150 games. 12 to go.
Yep. Okay.
All right, I guess they have to wait. Don't wait. Get your stupid T-shirts and your hats and jump around. And maybe Ian Happ will sprain an ankle, and then he won't play in the playoffs, and then they'll win because
There you go.
he's bad luck.
yeah, clearly.
All right,
Or he's Stu, one of the two. All right.
one of the two. Yeah.